Hi. Google Forms allow you to use images to illustrate questions, as I've done with this one, or to illustrate options for multiple choice or checkbox questions. Or you can do both in a question. So that's what I've done here, and now I'm going to show you how we can get those images in using the Form&Quiz Maker add-on. So there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about in here. So there are essentially two ways to get those pictures in. You can either have them in, if they're embedded, they're part of the document that you're working with, which is what I've done here, or you can refer to URLs for images that are held on the internet. You need to be careful that you're actually getting the URL of the image and not of the page that it's on. So all these end in JPG because they're JPEGs. Might be GIFs or GIFs if you prefer, or some other image format. So I'm going to show you how to get those, what add-on text or markup text you need to add to the questions and the images to get those into the form. So we're using the Form&Quiz Maker add-on, and we've just got the document as it is at the moment. One thing you will notice in the form, the images are laid out in a grid like that. In the document, each image needs to be in its own paragraph, because paragraphs are used by the Form&Quiz Maker to denote the next thing that's happening. So it's you need to be careful where the paragraph breaks are, and it can help if you use the view and show non-printing characters to show where those paragraph breaks are, because it's important that the blank line or blank paragraph before every new question, and that each new thing is in a new paragraph, so on a new line. So in this case, so we've got the title, and then the next thing is the image, which is in its own paragraph, and the next thing is that's feedback text, and that's in its own paragraph, and then the correct answers are on a new paragraph. So that's the first thing. And so we're going to add some markups using this part of the menu. So there's a number of ways to get those markups in. So the first up here, you can select it from this drop-down list here. So that's form title. If you're changing the option, it'll go in automatically. If it's already selected, you need to click on Add Markup, and it'll put it in there. Or down here, so you can do that for any type of markup you want. They're all listed in the drop-down. Also, for some of the more commonly used ones, I've added some shortcuts. So you can either add those in by clicking on the text. So first of all, you need to put your cursor in front of where you want that markup text to go, and then click on the link, click on the option, and it'll put the text in there. Or you can put in the code. So in this case, this is feedback for text questions, so I'm going to put FT in there. And nothing will happen immediately, but when I show you the next bit, that will get converted into the markup text. And the markup for the text for correct answers is XC, which is what's over there. And the markup for a question image is QI. And the markup for option images is QO, or you can just click on the text, whichever you find most useful. And of course, because it's just text, you can copy and paste it if Control-C, Control-V to copy and paste it if that's what you want to do. And I want an empty line there. So that's feedback for. This is feedback for multiple choice, which is handled differently than feedback for text questions. But for multiple choice, you have to have different feedback for when they're correct and when they're wrong. So I'll put that in for when they're correct, and that in for when they're wrong. This is a short text question as well. Oops. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. And you press Controls. No, say a little. Should undo it. And you just get rid of it. So feedback for text questions is there, and correct answers. You can either type in XC or you can just click on there. The correct answer for this one is there. Oh, let's just add the markup text for image URL. So that's an option image URL. So let's add that. Don't worry about the font size and the rest. This is feedback when they're correct. And feedback when they're wrong. And I need to put the markup to say which one is the correct answer. So let's put that there. And the correct answer there is that. I haven't put a markup in for the question here, and I want to convert these codes into something useful. So that will happen up here. If I click on this button, it's handling unflagged questions. So anything I've not already put a markup text on, it will deal with. So if I click on that, it will assume any questions that haven't been flagged yet are multiple choice questions, and the appropriate markup text in, and any codes it sees, like the QI or the FT there, it will convert to the appropriate text. So let's do that. So that's done everything, it's ready to go. So now I'm going to choose create the form, and these are options that you can tick on or off. So I don't want to shuffle the questions, and I don't want to shuffle the answer options. And the separator is a semicolon that's mainly used on the correct answers. So I've got semicolons separating the different answers I'm going to allow them to use. So Bill Clinton, William J. Clinton, President Clinton, or just Clinton, and any of those answers will be marked as correct. So then I'm going to click create the form, and this will take a minute or so. The more pictures you have in, the longer it takes, as it's got to do quite a bit of work with those. This spinner will spin while it's doing that, and will stop when it's finished. And when it finishes, it'll go back to the top of the document, and it will put a link to the form, the editable version of the form and the published version of the form right at the bottom of the page. So I'll just let it finish doing that so we can see what it's done. I'm going to leave it running just so you can see how long it takes. It isn't that long, it just feels like a long time when you're waiting for it and you're recording a video. So that's finished it. There's the editable version of the form, there's the published version. There's Bill Clinton, there are the 4 presidents, the different 4 presidents. No, that one didn't work. Let's see what I missed. I forgot to add in the text. I missed the bit to add in the question image. So having done that, let's just make sure I've not missed anything else. That looks okay. So I'm going to press the button again and just create a new one, and I'll go back and delete the previous one. I'm going to pause the video while it's doing that. So just put the links for the new form under there. So let's go and have a look. I didn't do it properly. Let's go have a look, see what I've messed up. And let's try again. I've realised the error I've made. I put the wrong link in here. Call this a question image, and it needs not to be that. It needs to be a question image URL. So let's just get rid of that. Select the correct one. And let's do that again, 4th time lucky. So finally, there's the questions with all the correct pictures in place. If we go out to that and go look at the edit view, so these are the answers I've allowed. And one of the things that the add-on does is to take each option that you're allowing and turn it into uppercase, lowercase, and title case. So there's those 3 options for each option that you're allowing, because Google Forms is case sensitive. Anyway, I think that's enough. I hope you found that useful. If you've got any questions, let me know. Thanks. Bye.